Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Going on Daily Live on this Monday, next week edition. We have got Hobby Week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Becky. This is Chuck.
What up, everybody?
How was your time off? I feel like we haven't seen you in a very long
It's
time.
been months, I know, and lots
Month.
of things have changed. I'm actually texting a link to the episode right now to a friend of mine. I'm sharing
Very cool.
the Going on Daily Love with the world. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I haven't been on in 2 weeks, which I know seems like an eternity to
Yeah.
the loyal fan base, the masses. And I apologize, guys. I had to travel last week, but we're back, and I have
We're
got
back.
some adventures that I can share with you guys.
No
And today's
surprise.
episode is going to be amazing. Trust me.
I am excited. So I'm looking at your hat and I don't have my glasses on. I just woke up. Everything is like a little blurry. I'm looking at your hat and to me it looks like the back of somebody in their black thong. But I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it's a
well, no, it's actually
outfit.
not that at all. It's actually a advertisement for, and this is a shout out. I just got off the phone with a buddy of mine. Shout out
Mhm.
to Spencer Newton from SRS Building Products, Ball Street,
Mhm.
San Antonio. This is actually a hat that I got at a roofing event, and it says the Ice House, which is
No,
at roofing conferences. Sometimes they set up giant areas in the middle where people can just get drunk all day. And that's what this was. So free
amazing.
beers until you pass out, courtesy of SRS.
Wow.
And that's going to be a stark contrast to what we discussed later about roofing events. But
Right.
that's the history behind this one. Snatched it off the table while I was drinking beers.
Nice. We also have a nice house where I live. It's a bar, so really the same thing, same concept.
I was about to say, up where you live, it's called an igloo. It's not really an ice house.
We call
And
that
it's far more
regular
common, I'm
house.
sure.
Yes. Yeah. Well, she's pretty icy here. She's pretty cold. I've been thinking a lot about you in San Antonio these last couple weeks that you've chosen to live in San Antonio. You're from somewhere that gets snow. You've chosen to move to San Antonio. However, I live in Edmonton and I've not chosen to leave. And why have I not? So,
There's
been thinking a
something
lot
there
about you.
that's just keeping you there. And it's
No,
like,
there's not.
well, I understand. There's nothing keeping me here either, but for some reason I refuse to leave. So
Well, it's
I
hot.
get
You get to
it.
wear shorts right now. That's why.
I am wearing shorts right now.
Yeah,
And
of
I
course
hate
you
to
are.
say this, but I have my air conditioning on.
Stop it.
I don't want to sweat during the show. So I got the AC on. Very lightweight, breathable shirt as well. It's
That
awesome.
is, I'm mad. I'm angry. You know what? My ex-husband, I was chatting with him the other day, and obviously we're exes for a reason, but he was like, I want to move to Texas. And I was like, oh, I want to move to Texas. So now we have to convince my current husband that we want to move to Texas, which is kind of a weird dynamic. I know I'm aware of how weird that sounds.
It's
But
not weird, but it is intriguing. And it's like, I like to see where things like that can all work together and everybody can still be friends and
right.
move to completely different locations around the world as a group and
Well,
be
yeah,
happy.
that's a
So
group.
it would
Exactly.
happen here in Texas, I promise.
Right. Ugh,
We all get
thinking about
along here.
I'd have to come to San Antonio though, because I don't really know. Well, I know what other places are in Texas. I don't know are other places safe. I always hear people say Texas is not safe.
No, San Antonio is not that safe either.
Oh,
But
great, right.
once you know where things are, it's like, okay, stay away from that area. Don't go over here. Don't get caught slipping. You know what I mean? All those
Mhm.
age old life lessons that we learn as kids, they apply times 10 here in SATX.
And see that's bizarre to me as a Canadian. I don't think about these things. I don't think about, oh, is my kid's school going to get shot up? I don't think about, oh, does that person have a gun? Am I going to get shot today? I don't think about any of these things in Canada.
In fairness, I don't ever think about that either, but it
Yeah,
does unfortunately happen from time to time. And
right.
yeah, we
Hmm.
had a really bad school shooting here a couple of years ago in Uvalde, Texas, which is like an hour from here. And
No,
that's not what Texas is about. There
right.
there are psychopaths everywhere.
This is true. There are psychopaths in Edmonton as well. Oh, Sharon is here, or maybe it's Bethany. I don't know which one, but hello.
I
Um,
must say, I love the title "Holy Shift Balls." That's like the greatest.
it's so funny. I know.
It's a tremendous.
I know. It's awesome. Okay. Well, anyways, let's get into Hobby Week. We are talking all this week about any hobbies. We leave it pretty open to our hosts to interpret it how they want. So, in my case, it's probably something a lot different than yours.
Maybe,
You're
maybe
talking about
not. What if we have the same hobby? What if we
I.
both like to crochet and like
Mhm.
we just don't know yet?
You know, I'm gonna guess that this is not on the list, mine, but we'll see. We'll see.
What?
This is your top 5 hobbies.
Top 5 of Chuck's all-time favorite
Right.
hobbies, which
Yes.
is specific to me. I'm not saying these are right, wrong, or indifferent, but throughout the course of my life, I've had, a handful of hobbies that I've really enjoyed and I go all in on.
For
One
sure.
thing about me is I definitely do not stop halfway. Like if I'm going to do something as a hobby, I'm all in. Like this podcast. I got
Yeah,
like
you
big
are all in.
microphones and stuff
Mhm.
and I didn't even put podcast on my hobby list, which is probably the best one
Because
of
it's
them
not a
all.
hobby, because you're getting paid for it. That's a job, baby.
Yes, this is
Yeah,
true.
that's right.
Shout out to
Good
my
morning,
sponsors
Lena.
at Roofer. I love you guys.
Yes.
But as we've gone throughout the course of time, we have had many different hobbies.
Mhm.
And I like to start back when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I had a best friend, like we all do. And I met
Mhm.
my best friend when we were in kindergarten together. We're still friends to this day, though not near as cool as back in the day in kindergarten. But one thing about my best friend is he was a big fan of WWF wrestling. And
Who
I,
wasn't?
by default, became a huge fan of this as well. Well, into
Exactly.
my adulthood, I may say I'm not so big anymore, but I used to watch
Mhm.
these wrestling matches, and we used to have like all the little characters and stuff, and we'd like have them fight each other. They're called characters, not dolls, because dolls are not what little men play with.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
playing with action figures.
I know these action figures. We
You
had
could like get them
them.
in the figure 4 leg lock and stuff and like make them do real moves. And it was cool. And because
Yeah.
of that, we ended up going to a lot of the wrestling matches live, like in real, events. And I think I've probably been to more wrestling matches than anybody that you'll ever know. That's Becky like unplugging the speaker
I
so she
wasn't
can't
even
hear
plugged
me.
in. I'm like, man, it doesn't sound very good on my end. What an
She's
idiot.
unplugging it so she
There we
can't
go.
hear my nonsense. I
No,
love it though.
I can hear your nonsense. I love it. Let's
This
proceed.
is about to be some high value nonsense. So I've been to like more wrestling matches probably than
Okay.
anybody. Like I bet you I've been to at least 100 of them. I've been to
Stop.
like all the pay-per-view matches. I've been to WrestleMania, Royal Rumble.
Lordy.
I've been to like the ECW, WCW, like all of them.
Mhm.
And I'm not a fan of that anymore, but I started thinking back about it and was
Right.
like, I wonder how much money. And I know now why my parents hated this as a kid because they paid for it mostly. I wonder how much money was spent on the hobby of wrestling before I became an adult that actually had to buy his own stuff. And I'd be willing to bet that my parents probably spent at least $50,000 on shit stuff for me
Stop.
over the
No.
course of time. I mean, I used to go to like the big show, the WrestleManias and
Yeah.
stuff and all that, and it was fun. As I've grown up into an adult, I've evolved and now I don't watch wrestling as much anymore. Now I like MMA because it's much more real
Yeah,
and I like
yeah. It's
real fighting.
real. I mean, the athletics were real in wrestling.
I was the
These
neighborhood
men,
champion for years. I know
yeah.
how athletic it really was.
Well,
I was
some of these
there.
guys relied on their weight solely, but some of these guys were very, very fit. Like Hulk Hogan, super fit.
Backyard champ. I was in damn good
Yeah,
shape
Chuck
back then.
Allen, a lesser known wrestler,
No, not
also
really.
super
I mean,
fit.
on the regional circuit, I was pretty well known, Becky. Like people in my neighborhood were definitely cheering me
Yeah,
on and
no,
they were rooting for my underdog stories.
I'm
So,
sure they were.
unfortunately, what happened with my wrestling hobby was one day I jumped off the roof of my house.
Mhm.
I hit the trampoline and I went flying because I misjudged it. And I had brand new pair of glasses on, and literally my face ran up against the neighbor's cedar fence and went straight down. I was like, oh, it was the most gory, horrific matchup of
Yeah,
my entire career, but it also ended things because I was 14 and nobody wanted that in the neighborhood. So wrestling was a number one hobby as a kid.
I
I
love it.
only
You know
say
what?
that because what?
I was gonna say, you know what I actually saw the other day? We were at my kid's soccer game. One
Mm-hmm.
of the spectators has a baby.
Right?
He's not more than 2, like, he's a little guy, and he had all those old '80s wrestling figurines, so they were obviously his dad's. His dad's is somewhere in between yours age and my
Passing them
age,
on. I love it.
and the little boy had them all, and we're like, "Oh my god, look at these awesome little toys."
There you go.
Yeah,
See, raising the next generation of
totally.
grown men that watch wrestling.
And wear little underwear and have makeup on. Perfect.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, that's neither here nor there. That wasn't my shtick when I was doing that as a kid, but
Yeah, right. You had
yeah,
tassels. You had little tidy
Speedos.
whities.
I had the whole deal going on. It was yeah. I was banned from it because people got hurt, but that's another story. So we kick it off with wrestling, ladies and
Love
gentlemen.
it.
As a man, wrestling is a big hobby we all love. And then at some point, hopefully, we all outgrow it like I have and we don't watch it anymore. But it brought back a lot of good memories.
Right.
After I got rid of my wrestling habit, so to speak, I was then pretty much brought into something completely new back in the 80s, which was a phenomenon that was known as video games.
Mm-hmm.
And video games, I don't think existed prior to like the mid 80s. I don't know. There were like pinball machines and stuff, but that doesn't count. I'm talking like the graphics on TV
What
and
about
whatnot.
that one?
And
Is it
I
Pong?
think it
Pong. Boop,
Pong.
boop, boop.
Uh-huh.
Was that 80s? I thought it was earlier than that.
Oh yeah, Pong was like 81. That thing was like
okay.
it was like the original video game, Pong.
Yeah, OG.
And it was
Okay.
extremely like, oh my God, check out the graphics on that back in the day. And now you look at it, it's like, dude, it's two dots like literally going like this. And if you're smart, you can figure it out because it's really like a small algorithm that only does like 3 moves. So it took us a long time to learn that. But I used to play video games like crazy as a kid.
Yeah.
I had like every single one of the things like Sega, Nintendo, Atari, and television, PlayStation, you name it. I had them all. And I look back at this hobby now and I say to myself, where did all that stuff go? Because again, this was another several tens of thousands of dollars, likely, I guess now in hindsight, wasted by my parents because my mom definitely, she hooked me up with this stuff. Oh,
wow. 72. I mean, in your defense, you were
I was
like
not
a
born.
baby. Or yeah, exactly. So you had no idea.
Yeah, no, I was not. No. I was just guessing. 81. Everything cool happened in 81, so why not?
You know what I thought? I'm pretty sure that on that 70s show they talk about Pong. So that's why I was thinking it was a little.
I thought they were
earlier.
talking about bongs, but that's a different story for a
it.
different day too. Wah, wah, wah.
Bongs and bongs. What a life.
Bongs and bongs.
Great
so
life.
video games. And I got so in depth with video games just a few years ago, Becky, that I actually invested. I call it an investment because this is what foolish people that do stupid things do. They justify it. I bought this like NASCAR racing simulator, and it was like the whole setup. It had like this giant like racing seat. You could like buckle yourself in. It had the shifter, had the whole thing. And I got this thing called iRacing, which I had to get rid of it because I'm going to admit iRacing was taking over my life. I was completely like neglecting all of my responsibilities, like eating, going to the bathroom, like taking, bathing regularly. I was addicted to this. And there would be like several times where I would be up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning and I'm racing on like these tracks against these people in like Australia, or like, little kids are beating me and I'm just getting irritated. But I believe that it was the most realistic game. And I actually went so far, put some of my best races on my YouTube channel. So not to put it out there, but if you watch my YouTube channel, go to the very early days, you'll see some of my heroics in iRacing where I won 3 races over a 10-year career. And I think, it doesn't sound impressive, but it's very hard. So 3 races I won. 2 of them were actually back to back. And then like 10 years, I didn't do anything, but that was a crazy one. I invested a ton of money in that. And I literally had to just basically get rid of it because I think that my entire life would have just been like, I would have been under a bridge somewhere, but I'd have had my iRacing and I would have had my internet and everything somehow, and I'd still be doing it. So I don't recommend that unless you've got plenty of free time.
Right.
And that
which of course you do.
I do not have free time, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got 2 more. The one that I'm most into now is I think going to ultimately be the most expensive hobby of them all. Drones. And that was when I decided to learn how to play golf.
Oh.
And golf is definitely not cheap. I just bought a new driver and I told the guys, like, I invested almost $1,000 in one golf club. And here's the bad news. It's just as bad as it was before I invested any of the 1,000 into it. I bought all these new pieces and parts and like everything still sucks. It actually might be me. So Oh, Becky's unplugging everything.
I
She's about
haven't
to.
plugged anything in today. I don't know what is
She's
happening.
going. She's hoping that the camera dies. Like this is how we
I don't
go.
know. Don't worry,
But
I'm not
anyways,
leaving to go make a meal. I'm just plugging in my.
there you go. So golf is my second most, but my all-time favorite hobby, and I'm going to share something here that you guys have never seen before. I promise I'm the only person on Going On Daily that can ever show this. And that is baseball cards. So when I was a young man, Becky, I collected baseball cards. Every kid did back in the day. I don't know if they still do or not. I kind of feel like maybe it's not as popular as it was before we had like internet and all that stuff. You know, that was like how we socialized. That was our Facebook. But here's a cool story about baseball cards. Much like the time we did flying, and I had an example of myself actually landing an airplane, there's a baseball card that's actually made of me. And I'd like to share this with our audience today because last year, now my head's kind of messed up there. I don't know what's going on. I play for the Red Sox, but I got my own baseball card made. And basically one of my buddies owns a marketing company, and he created what's called Hometown Heroes. He was writing a book called How to Be a Hometown Hero with Your Service Company. And as a hometown hero, he made baseball cards for like about 25 people in the roofing industry. And I was one of them. So I don't know why I play for the Red Sox. I'm not hating on him. I know Ron's a guy from over in that region, but I said Reds and they put me on the Red Sox. So I don't know, but baseball cards are a cool hobby. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a Chuck Allen 1 of 1. If anybody would like to purchase this, I will autograph it and I will send it to you. And much like the title of our show today, I have a friend named the Roofman. And I think I might have told you this before. I sent an autographed bar of soap one time to him. So this is an upgrade from a bar of soap. This is an autographed Chuck Allen 1 of 1. And I don't know the street value, but I'm guessing 3,000 or 4,000. So if anybody wants it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is your goatee dark in that?
The whole thing's kind of, I mean, why does my head look like an egg? Look at the,
like, I didn't even know that was you, to be honest. You could show me that and I would say, no, I don't know.
But it is. That actually is me. I've just aged a little bit since this picture. Obviously, when I played for the Red Sox, I was in my 20s.
Yeah, so naturally.
We reverse aged it so I look that way. Thanks for noticing that, though. That's good. I appreciate that. Well, that makes me actually feel good because I didn't even notice that.
I think I just
was younger version blonde. Of me.
I don't know.
Back in the day when I was actually relatively young and, decent looking. So there we go. That's my top 5 favorite hobbies, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in the comments today, let me turn that on. Tell us a little bit about your favorite hobbies as the show goes on. Yeah. And we are going to rock on to the next segment. I hope that was a good one for everybody. Totally. I hope you guys are now impressed by my baseball card that's named after me. So
Ron is saying that sports cards are big business again. My husband and I went to the antique mall the other day. Ooh. And there was like a whole big thing on basketball cards, which brought my husband right back. But like hockey cards, when we were kids, hockey cards were huge. Like Tim Hortons had hockey cards. Or maybe it was McDonald's, one of the two. I can't remember. And you would get them. You'd pay an extra $1 and you'd get these cards. And every year they'd be different. You'd collect the whole set. And that was fun. And I would collect them and they were fun. It was, a reason for my brother to talk to me and play with me. So I loved to collect it.
See, there you go. Sports cards bring us all together as humanity. And it's something we can all agree on. So
for sure.
We unite the world here on our show.
Everybody, yeah, totally. Okay, well, if you're watching our show, you are probably on. Well, Sharon and Lena and Ron are all on YouTube right now, but we are also on Twitch. We are on Rumble. We are on Kick, and we are on Twitter. So you can find us at RI Broadcasting, Rhode Island Broadcasting, RI_Broadcasting at one of these guys right under us here. Follow along there or subscribe or like it or whatever it is that you do there so that you can watch us every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. Central or 8 a.m. Mountain Time. We are also on audio. If you can't get with us live in the morning, you can listen to us after the fact. Let's say you're driving. You don't want to get distracted driving ticket because you're watching Chuck and I We better listen.
I know, right? Like, don't do that because you'll obviously be drawn right to the screen.
Obviously,
And
you'd be like so captivated by my greasy hair and your once dark beard.
Once dark.
I know. I honestly, I thought you were blonde. I didn't know that was gray.
This has been like this since I was like 15. I have no like I don't know. I don't know. It didn't work out the way I hoped. I have a giant thing on my I fell and I hit my chin. Got a giant scar. It's really the only reason why I keep it, but
on suit too.
Yeah. And it sucked. It's like
that's fair.
Yeah.
So. Is that an accident from the trampoline or
no, it's actually from rollerblades, which that's another hobby from the back in the day that I don't recommend to anyone. Rollerblades, I don't think they really understood how dangerous they were. And they put a bunch of kids out there on rollerblades a couple summers.
I worked at a store in high school. It's still the grocery store here, but it's kind of like a Walmart, basically. And they would have 2 rollerbladers. And so if they were like, quick, like intercom, we need someone to go grab this from aisle 12. Go get it. And they would just whip over in the rollerblades. My friend was one of them.
I mean, that seems reasonable. But what happens if like there's a small, like little water spot on the floor, the rollerblader takes off, gets hurt. Or what if an old lady happens to be walking down this aisle to say nail? I mean,
you know, they do not have the rollerblader anymore, and it's probably for this exact.
Some old lady took one for the team there, and they realized maybe this isn't the right kind of publicity for us.
Exactly.
I get it.
I remember once my friend was rollerblading there, like her job, and she was going under, you know, like when the tills are blocked off, they have like a cord or whatever, bungee cord, and she was rolling under it and it caught her hair and she had hair extensions and it just like ripped out a clump of hair extensions.
Rollerblades. I don't know any good endings with rollerblade stories. Everybody ends up in pain. They lose their hair. They get giant permanent marks on their chin.
Yeah, exactly. I have fallen.
Death to rollerblades. They're no good.
Yeah, no good. Okay, so we are also on all of the socials: MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Space, Hey, Parlor, Gab, RI Broadcasting, Twitter at Broadcasting RI, and of course we are on Patreon at RI Broadcasting, where you can subscribe to the show, get yourself some merch. Apparently Ron, oh no, that was on our website. I was going to say we've got some sports cards, but I guess that's on our website.
We do have coffee mugs.
We've got coffee mugs, we got swag, we got stickers, we've got pictures of Kenny's feet, and we've got Kyle's OnlyFans. So we've got all of those things.
I have not put my OnlyFans up yet.
Yeah, no, keep it.
I'm still in the experimental stages of it.
Yeah, totally. Seeing what boundaries you can push before you're ready to publish. I get that.
Indeed.
I got that. You can, of course, follow us on Facebook at Going On Daily Morning Show and support our show on our website at Rhode-IslandBroadcasting.net, where Ron is saying it's switching all over to the website, which is great. You can find all of our socials there. You can listen to the show. You can listen to all of our individual shows. You can vote for the Hall of Fame. You can donate $10 million. I was going to say billion, but that's stupid. This month, our Hall of Fame is 60s iconic movies. So Sound of Music, Psycho, Mary Poppins, 2001: A Space Odyssey, or The Great Escape. I have seen not a single one of these movies. So
I saw Mary Poppins when I was a kid, so she gets my vote. Okay. Right out of the gate. Mary Poppins, it's you. Yeah.
Well, your vote doesn't count unless you actually vote.
So all I have to do, you say, is get my phone and scan this QR code that's right there on the screen.
This is new. This is a new graphic.
And this will take us directly to the voting. So there is no excuse.
Best movies. Okay. I'm not ready to
is in the lead. I don't even know what The Great Escape is. I've never.
I know.
I hate the fact that the only one I've heard of is Psycho and Mary Poppins. And that right there is that's a unique blend. Maybe we put Psycho and Mary Poppins at the end. We let them fight it out. I guarantee Mary Poppins would beat Psycho in a fight, though.
She can fly away. So
yeah, she'd be hitting him with that broom and, take that.
I've not seen one of them. So I told, was it JJ? I think it was JJ, that I'm going to watch all of these this month. My 13-year-old daughter was like, can I watch with you? I love old movies. So we're going to watch all these and then I will vote near to the end of January. I do realize we're 2 weeks into January, so I should probably get on that.
It's going to take you at least 2 weeks to watch all of these because you can't binge watch these types of movies. I'm not going to lie. You can only watch Mary Poppins so many times.
Yeah. Well, I
But I
only need to watch
guarantee
it
that I
once.
would know every song and every like little deal with
Just a
Mary Poppins. So
spoonful
100%, let's
of
get her to the top.
yeah.
We want Mary Poppins to win
Okay.
this bad
All right. I
boy.
mean, but Sound of Music is iconic, and it's the same girl.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, it
Uh,
is?
yeah, Julie Andrews.
Okay. I did not know.
What do you know? The Great Escape was a 1963 American epic war adventure film starring Steve McQueen. It does not sound like something I would like, but I will watch it. So,
I can't promise that I'm going to watch it. I'm just going to go with Mary Poppins.
do
I
it.
know what I know, and
Hey,
I'm
you
good
know what
with
you
it.
like? You know what you know. Do it. All right. So, are you ready for the absolute dumbest? And I know that this is people's hobbies, but this is the dumbest hobby. A
Oh,
comprehensive guide to
oh,
hobby horsing. Now, okay, do you know what hobby horsing is? First off, I mean, Ron
I
kind of
had
gave
to
it away with
assume that it's grown-ups running around with these little things between their legs doing the whole. Yep, that's what I thought it was.
Let
Yeah,
me
yeah.
get out of your way here.
Yep. Oh, look, she's jumping. This is tremendous.
This is
Yes, Becky,
tremendous.
this is going
And
to be
so,
fun. I'm very excited to hear about this.
I see this online all the time
You do?
in satire, in
Oh, okay,
people,
okay.
in like cringe pages, people making fun, whatever. This is a very real and common and popular activity, especially in Europe. And my mind is blown by this. So I was putting in different things into Google looking for information, and I came up with this comprehensive guide to hobby horse competitions. This is the rule book, and it is legit, Chuck.
All right, let's
I
hear
know.
it. What kind of rules do we have?
Well, okay, so basically it's for anybody of any age. Now, it does appeal to younger people. These are for,
Really?
the people who want to be with horses and their parents can't afford it, like Chuck's parents, because they've got real bills to pay. They can't afford a horse. Horses are expensive.
I feel
So,
like my parents could have afforded a horse. My mom had one. I just didn't know anything about it. I don't like horses. They scare me.
oh, okay. Like my sister-in-law has horses. They're beautiful. She's grown up with them. It is not a cheap hobby. Not
No.
at all.
I guarantee they eat quite a bit, more than dogs
They
probably.
eat a lot. They are having to go out there all the time and take care of it. They can't go on vacation with other people who come and normally help them. Like they've got to, whatever. It's a lot of work to
Horse is
keep
a
these.
burden.
Yeah, they like my in-laws have, I think, a house sitter, or maybe it's a roommate. I can't remember now. Literally just to watch these animals when they go on vacation. So it's pretty crazy.
So now we're looking at this saying, well, that's a pretty expensive hobby. We
Yes.
want horses, but we don't want to spend the money. So
Yeah,
what is the
exactly.
alternative? And
We
Becky
don't
is
want
going
to
to
feed
tell us
them
the
or clean up
alternative.
after them. Thus, hobby horsing. So there is a couple of different areas. So dressage. Do you know about dressage? It's like fancy jumps basically, and
Okay.
walking around on your horse, and he looks good. And watch how he can just kindly jump over this
Effortlessly
little
jump over this stuff.
dressage.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. I
They
love it.
wear like little masks or like little face hats and stuff. These horses, like my sister-in-law does it. I didn't see any hobby horses while I was in Europe. You didn't go to the right parts of Europe, clearly. I don't. I'm thinking Scandinavia. This feels very Scandinavian to me.
It feels
Uh,
something.
yes. So basically, they're judged on their ability to complete a precise or a series of precise movements. So we've got test day. This is for beginners. These are either young guys or adults who are new to the
This would be
sport.
us if we decided to take up hobby
That's right.
horsing. We would be
We
in this entry level
stay. That's right.
until we became world champs.
Good morning, Danny. So it says that they are, they do basic movements like halt, walk, trot, canter, circles, and turns. I'm just
Oh,
picturing someone with a stick between their legs going, oh, whoa, whoa, like halting. Like this is
I
real.
actually know a few people I'm picturing them doing this. So like this is more real than I thought. I know people that could be doing stuff like this right now.
Well, I've sent this to my sister-in-law, and she thinks it's weird, and she's all about everything horses, but she's like, what the heck? So, test B for the intermediates, adding more complex moves such as flying changes and half passes, whatever that is. And of course, you have your advanced group.
Of course.
Freestyle tests that include passage, piaffe, canter pirouettes, and tempi changes. So this now has become a dance recital.
Now it's a thing. Yeah. Now we're not just playing with horses. We're incorporating an entirely new thing here. Real horses can't do this. Now I understand the charm and allure of hobby horsing.
The allure, yes, that's right. Judges evaluate the precision, posture, energy, and overall quality of this routine and the elements that they've performed using a scoring system similar to real dressage. So they do jumping and racing, and they have like Western events, and like it is honestly a whole thing.
It's like the San Antonio Rodeo, folks.
Literally, the San Antonio Rodeo for the poor crowd.
Does it say when, where, how you can observe or participate? I'm not even gonna lie. This actually sounds kind of interesting to me, and I may go participate. Now that I know that there are like multiple layers of this, I need to be the best hobby horse in my category.
Of course,
I've got a broom over here. I'm gonna start practicing immediately after our show today. So next year we're gonna actually do Going On Daily live from the World Hobby Horse Championships, probably held in Vegas or something like that. And I will have like a amazing costume on. I have a little cowboy hat with a little string that goes under it. Yes, we're winning this, ladies and gentlemen. We are winning this on behalf of the show. We are going to become horsing hobby horse experts.
So it says that it originated in Finland. So like I said, Scandinavian. It's got Scandinavia written all over it. 2002, and it has since gained popularity through all of Europe and beyond.
So this is just a relatively new hobby. 2002.
24 years, 23
I feel like people were doing this as kids, though, like back in the day, like Dennis the Menace and all that were like, so it just became an official sanctioned sport.
Exactly.
Recognized by a sanctioning body with legitimate, true officials and judges.
Yeah.
I love this.
Exactly.
I'm going to start watching this.
Yeah. So when they do the jumping, they have to focus on elegance and style of the rider.
Sure.
And how they navigate the course with jumps. And I wonder how high these jumps are. Now, this one's pretty high. So it's like hurdles.
She's got to be like at the top level there. That's not beginner stuff right there. I mean, I see elegance.
Yes.
I see a lot of good form there. And I see tremendous height. And it's like, this is not as easy as it sounds. I can tell just by the picture.
And I will give them that. I don't think it's as easy as it sounds. However,
it's still weird.
Why not go into gymnastics? Why not go into parkour? Why not to go into track and field?
I know why, Becky. It's because the competition pool is much less. And if you want to get to the top faster, you've got to go somewhere where fewer people participate. And I think maybe 20 years from now, hobby horsing will be like huge and it'll be like gymnastics, maybe an Olympic sport at some point. And at this time, I'm going to say, do you guys remember January 12th, 2026? I'm Going On Daily when Becky brought this to the world and we really didn't even know it was a thing. But now
I North Americanized it.
You shall get all credit when this becomes huge. I feel like you brought it to the world, even though it's
can't wait to have my name attached to that, Chuck.
You never know if it gets big.
I might
Sometimes people put their name on things that they're embarrassed by, but it gets so big that they become rich and it's therefore kind of offset.
A good example of that? You know Lisa Rinna, the actress?
Indeed, I do.
And she does like lady pad, like pee pad kind of commercials for leakage.
Of course.
She's
known for. She's the face of that.
She's the face of leakage. So.
Someone's
but you know what? She's getting paid.
It might as well be her. She's probably getting paid well.
You would have
There's an entire segment of our population that uses that product daily that's like, dude, Lisa Rinna is like our hero. And it makes you wonder, why is she the spokesman? Is she exposing herself for a problem that she may be having? Or is she a good actress and she's just pretending?
Ooh, that's true. It's hard to say. Like when these celebrities come out and they're like, I love this product. No, you don't. You just got 50 grand for it.
Yeah, I love this check. There you go.
I
Now
know
we
I
need to know,
can't.
does
I
Lisa
can't
Rinna
see.
have that problem, or is she just faking it to get a paycheck?
I don't know. I mean, she's like 65, so she probably has that
I
problem.
mean, odds are, yeah.
Chances are. Every woman
Okay.
that comes into my work and when we talk about, how to open up your lymphatic system and I tell them to jump, every one of them goes, "No, I can't. I'll pee myself." And I think this is an actual problem. So I guess Lisa Rinna has the right idea.
All right. There you
Yeah.
go.
Anyways, back to horses. Back to the
I love
topic
the
at hand.
deviation, though. I mean, did anybody think we were going to talk about Lisa Rinna wearing
Diapers.
diapers
No,
today? No,
no,
no.
no.
You never know what to expect.
Right. Anyways, when they do their jumping, this is what the judges are looking for: gait consistency, transitions, impulse, energy, style, appearance of the hobby horse, and tack,
Oh,
and
it's got to
proper
be
use of
primed
aids.
up and combed and everything.
Right?
All right.
They're given an obstacle course of 10 obstacles. They range in height, and penalties are given for refusals. Okay. Okay, so like in real horse riding, uh, Danny, it's hobby horsing. Please Google it. In real horses, they, sometimes they do refuse. They come up to this and they go, "No, I'm not jumping that."
Yeah, I'm not in the
That's a
mood to do that.
refusal.
It's I get that, but humans can do the same thing and
But
they
I
get
love that they
penalized
say
accordingly.
the refusals, but it's like an animal is unpredictable. You have no idea if he's going to jump over this thing, but you're human and you know that that thing's coming and you know you have to jump over it. So why would there be a refusal?
Fight
I
the
don't know.
power type situation, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Anyways, refusals, knocking bars off jumps, and other faults. There's also the racing aspect. So it involves clear canter strides around a defined course. There
Ooh.
is either twice around a 20 by 40 meter riding area, meters like a yard for my American friends, or 4 times along a 60-meter straight line on soft ground. So racing with this thing in between your legs, holding onto it like you're riding a real horse. It's so strange to me. Now, there's also this Western style event. So, some competitions include Western events or challenges like, are you ready for this, Chuck?
I'm ready.
Neighing. Neighing,
All right. All
where
right.
participants can imitate the sound of a real horse.
Hmm.
There is also freestyle dressage events where the competitors can perform to the music of their choice, incorporating obstacles and audience participation. So it's literally like a freestyle dance, and everyone gets real fired up because if everyone is there to watch, they're all fired up by it. But if
I'm not even going to kid you here. When this subject came on, you said this is the dumbest hobby of all time. I'm actually like
stop, you're
considering
not.
getting into this now.
What
I'm considering it. This
is
actually
it? The
sounds
thought of
badass.
holding something between your legs that gets you excited?
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah. Sorry, this is a kid show. So, general rules: the equipment, the competitors must have a hobby horse or a stick and mount it at all times during the competition. Shoes are required, riding helmets are required. So, this girl
Heaven
disqualified.
forbid you get thrown off the
Disqualified.
hobby horse and get paralyzed. I mean, we got to
But
be safe.
but again, do you need to wear a horse or a helmet doing
Ah,
regular?
oh, look at how look at how focused.
Like it's hurdles. Don't get me wrong, hurdles is a tough sport.
Yeah, I
And
can't
she's
do
got a
it.
stick in there, but how does it get to this? I don't
Here's
know.
the real thing. Look at that guy right there behind the guy with the gray hair with the red shirt, and look how intently he's watching. It's like this
He's
is
probably
big
the
time
coach.
stuff going on here, and this guy's world is like literally hinging on the result of this.
He's the coach.
Damn, they
Maybe
have
this is his
coaches.
daughter.
Could you
I don't
imagine?
know. Or
Oh,
he's
okay.
a
He's a
judge,
judge. That would be good.
perhaps. Yeah. What kind of horses do, or what kind of coffee do horses drink? Nabob. That's a good one. That's very
That
cute.
is a good one. I love it.
Yeah. So, anyways, it says that helmets are strongly encouraged for jumps. So, there's also the age categories 3 to 5. Yes, that makes sense. 7 years and younger, that makes sense. 8 to 14, you're starting to push it. And 15 and older, you're really pushing it on that one.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
that's
where
wide
you
open. I mean,
got,
we could do that. We
yeah,
can do that.
yeah. And then
I'm older
everyone's
than
going to be
15.
outraged because you're a grown man competing against my 15-year-old daughter.
Not an hobby horse. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not really like a, I think that your daughter would probably beat me in this,
I was gonna
honestly.
say, this seems like one of those sports where it's like the older you get, and even if you are a man, like there's zero advantages
Yeah, I would
because
totally
like,
finish in last place. I just want to do
yeah,
it just so I
yeah,
can say I competed at the highest level at the World Finals of Hobby Horse in
for sure.
Vegas, and I had a coach and judges and all
Vegas.
that.
We'll call
So,
this guy, call Red here
uh-huh.
and figure that
He's
out.
probably like the greatest coach in the history of this sport. And we're just glossing over it like, yeah, check out that guy. He's probably like the most winningest all-time hobby horse coach. He's
Right.
probably taught all these tremendous
Hmm.
moves and techniques that this
Probably.
is going on with. And
And here we are making
tremendous.
light of the situation. Well, not you. You're way more into it than I
I'm
expected.
100% in now. Shoot. I'm done with
Well,
playing golf. I'm going hobby horse.
totally. It'll be way cheaper, I think. Way, way cheaper. And you know, I think you'd be really good with the ladies if you were like, yeah, I hobby horse.
I feel like that's all that's really lacking in my world right now is that.
Mhm.
And I think you're right. I think that would be the game-changing moment in my life where it'd be like I would have to, instead of, taking the hobby horse and using it as a prop, I'd have to start like hitting people away from me because I'd be in such high demand.
Mhm.
And I'd probably lose points at the hobby horse championship because I'd be
Totally.
hitting people with the horse. But
And you could use like dirty talk, like, oh, you think I ride this good, baby? Like,
there
yeah,
you go.
totally.
See,
Yeah.
my mind wasn't going there, but now you've
Well, I
turned
don't
hobby
know.
horsing into an even better hobby. So
Well,
I like
finally
it.
turned on. Yeah.
Yeah. Hobby horsing. Who would have known? Definitely not going to be in the 7 and under category.
No, no, no. But yeah, I can't wait to see you compete against teenagers. That'll be awesome. So, conduct and safety, the competitors can be disqualified for dismounting. So, that's how they get off of their horse.
Right.
Exceeding the time limits, excessive jumping faults, being off course, and refusals. Disrespectful behavior to fellow competitors can also result from bans, not just,
This is where I end my career because I would be so disrespectful. Like
yeah,
it
right.
wouldn't even be close. I'd get in one event and they'd be like, dude, you are getting a ban hammer for life. Get
Totally.
out.
Well, and then it's funny that Ron says Adam Sandler. That's what I'm expecting. Like how he's turned this fancy rich guy sport of golf into like the trailer park, and that's what Chuck's doing to hobby horsing.
I'm gonna make hobby horsing the most lowbrow, horribly received sporting
Yeah.
event in the world.
Yes.
I will be the bad boy of hobby horsing.
Hmm. I will also say that a lot of the horses, and maybe historically, or maybe we're talking just Finland here, but the kids or the competitors actually make their own horses, sew it themselves. So I
I'm
think
going
that's pretty
aftermarket
cool.
with mine. I'm gonna get the most sleek,
Aftermarket.
like customized hobby horse.
It's gonna
I'm
have
gonna
a
have it
spoiler,
sit for my height,
underglow.
my weight. You got to be right on. It's all about the equipment in this sport.
Right. Yes. So I don't know what the people get when they win a competition. Is it glory? Probably. Do they post it all over socials? Probably. There was this video of this girl laying on the ground and she's got this caption that says, "You think hobby horsing is easy? This is me after I almost passed out and I'm in tears and my body hurts and blah, blah, blah." So
It's
I don't
real,
know.
folks.
It's real.
Done making fun of hobby horsing. Now I appreciate it.
Well, I'm still making fun of it. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. If you have this talent to jump over a bar this high, go track and field, go to the Olympics, get Nike to endorse you, go get an Under Armour deal. Why are you doing it with this horse like a child? I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, someone's got to do it. My sponsor would
No,
probably be
they
Tractor
don't.
Supply or something like that. I'd
Mhm.
probably wear a tremendous outfit. I
Mm.
give a shout out once again to my friend Spencer Newton. He's a male model for cowboy shirts. So I'd
Oh,
probably wear
okay.
a Spencer Newton original. And if he's watching this,
Hey,
there you go,
Spencer.
bro. There you go.
I'm gonna just picture you like decked out like NASCAR. Just
Yeah,
like
I'll have
Wonder
sponsors
Bread
like
head
all
to
over
toe.
me.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. I'll have like roofing suppliers and like
Mhm.
shingle manufacturers. It's going to be
Perfect.
terrific. I'm going to merge the two sports.
No, you should. You absolutely should. Please keep us posted in the next coming months.
You'll be the only one that knows. Trust
No,
me. Won't tell
We
anybody.
will publicize it to the world. To
All right.
the world. Anyways, that's it. There's more everything, but that's enough hobby horsing for one lifetime. Honestly.
There you go. We're going to do a full episode when I make it to the world finals. So this is just enough to get you guys fired up. Speaking of fired up, Becky, let me tell you a little something.
RoofCon.
RoofCon? What's RoofCon? Look at all these people here. These are all people from my industry. And I literally know every one of them. Even the Duck Dynasty guy.
I was going to say, isn't that guy from Duck Dynasty?
Yeah, he was the main speaker at this year's RoofCon, which was in Oklahoma City. Nice. And this is why I was not on the show last week. I took myself and my team from Rio Blanco Roofing to Oklahoma City for RoofCon 7. Cool. And I know what you're probably thinking. RoofCon, that sounds whatever. Okay, what do y'all do at RoofCon? And it's not what you think. Now, there are different tiers of events in my industry. I told you earlier about the open bar at some of them where heavy alcohol consumption is highly required and encouraged. But RoofCon was a little different. And the event is run by a couple buddies of mine who are really good people, really just good quality human beings. And they wanted to provide an event where you could bring families and you could kind of do things different. And we have people like Duck Dynasty guy there, and there were like 5 or 6 pretty good speakers. And then you get to kind of run around and do some stuff. And I gathered some souvenirs because some of the things that you can gather at roofing events, Becky, I think are going to surprise you quite a bit. So, well, if you were going to a roofing event, what kind of swag would you assume that you'd be able to get that you could take home with you? I mean, you see here, I'm wearing
nails.
I'm all like RoofCon and hats.
Oh, yeah, like swag. I was thinking like samples of like nails and like new shingle styles.
Well, I got those too, but like swag, just stuff that you can take that can represent. And here's something that didn't come from this year's RoofCon, but I've got actually like a whole bunch of these.
Yeah, hammers. Oh, socks. Okay, well, that's nice.
And these are socks from my sponsor, Roofer. Thank you to Roofer.
Perfect.
I've got many pairs of Roofer socks.
That.
Many pairs of Roofer socks.
Are those baby socks?
No, they're like ankle socks.
Oh, I see.
I don't wear those. I got, let's see, my friend down here at the front, the young lady down here at the front row, her name is Liz. She runs a business called Business 411. And at their booth, they were doing airbrush t-shirts.
Oh, right there for you.
Check this thing out. That's pretty special, right?
Yeah.
Gotta love that. But the best part about RoofCon this year was I took my buddy Francisco, who's been in the roofing industry for 35 years, Becky. Oh. He's only been like a roofer. He's never actually gone to any of the events, doesn't really understand the other side of the business.
Yeah.
So we planned on this for like a year and we took him. And it was the coolest thing ever because my buddy Francisco is very humble, very quiet, and he kind of always stays back a little bit. Now, when I go to events, unfortunately, I'm the exact opposite.
I can imagine. Yes.
I did testimonial videos for like every company there. They were like, do a video for us, do one for us. I've got a sponsorship. I'm going to do my podcast at the event in November. Max Challenger is my sponsor for that. It's not Roofer, but it's going to be awesome. And we had a great time, but I've always kind of publicized my guy, Francisco, but he's not on social media or anything. And it was so amazing because I went there and there were people from all over the world. And I'm like, this is Francisco. And everybody was like, are you the guy that does the chimneys? And Becky, you could see a grown man completely change, like his entire demeanor. He went from being like, really, I don't belong here to like, I'm the man.
I'm the guy.
In a humble way. And it was so cool because it changed his entire perspective. He came back to town and sold a big job.
Wow.
And now it's like a completely different guy. So RoofCon was awesome. And one thing that happened at this event that I just want to mention, I know that our program has parameters and we don't speak about political or religious things, but there is one thing about RoofCon this year that was completely different from any event ever. And I just told you that many of them feature alcohol and there's all kinds of characters in our industry. But one thing that happened at this RoofCon, after it was all done, there was a 2-hour window and there were over 200 people from the roofing industry that got baptized at our roofing conference.
Whoa.
And I thought that was a pretty amazing thing because I didn't even know that was going to happen there. But it was like, that's something that you don't see. And that kind of changes your entire perspective of what roofing is and the people that are
Is it
in our
because Duck
industry.
Dynasty was there?
He was there for that thing. He was the
Very cool.
speaker right before that. So
Yeah.
it was a really cool thing. And to see 200 people step up and do that is like, wow, I didn't anticipate that. So that's what RoofCon is. And if RoofCon comes to your town, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in Oklahoma City, you need to go there next November, even if you're not a roofer.
Well,
because my friends are the Presidente. He was on my podcast last week, and I will have a ticket link to make money off ticket sales. So if you're watching this and you want to go to RoofCon, use Chuck 20. Well, Becky, use Chuck 20 at checkout, and you get a hell of a discount on your tickets.
Chuck 20 on RoofCon.
20.
It's funny because you were saying that they made it an event for you to bring the whole family, and yet I did not get the invite, even though I'm your Going on Daily family. So.
No, you were actually invited on our program, and if we go back, I don't remember what episode it was. You were like, "I'd like to go to a roofing event," and I said, "Becky, RoofCon is coming up, and I would love for you to be."
I think you did actually say that.
Yeah, I did. So you just neglected it, and I was actually there with a ticket. There's a VIP ticket for Becky Turner that's at the front desk, and they were like, "Who is this person?" I said, "I don't know." I thought I knew, but I don't. I guess I don't know her either.
When I was a kid, I lived in Ontario, just outside of Toronto, and my parents. We moved to Alberta in '94, but in '93, my parents flew to Oklahoma. Ooh. Because they were planning to move there, and they looked around and they toured. They were going to go to Bible college down there with 2 small children. Nice. And then my dad ended up getting transferred at work, and that's how we moved to Alberta. So we never went to Oklahoma. But it could have
had the world been different, had things changed just a little bit, you could have been at RoofCon.
I would have had an accent. I would have been like, "Yo, come down to Oklahoma."
Exactly. And how much cooler would our show have been if you were like, "Hey, everybody, it's me, Becky. Why don't you come down to RoofCon?"
I'm actually Canadian, but I have this accent. Yeah, that's right.
I actually think the Canadian accent is perfect for our show because I got like a strange American one. And sometimes you'll say things in Canadian that I'm like, you know what? That is why I love our show.
Like craft dinner.
Craft dinner. When you always say like grade 3 or grade 8.
Yeah,
I'm
grade.
Like 8th grade. Like,
yeah.
But that to me is what I recognize from trailer parks. They Trailer Park Boys. They'd always say, I graduated from grade 7. And I was like,
that's right.
That's Canadian. So there you go.
I know.
We're a very diverse program. I don't know if you guys watch every day, but
sophomore, junior, senior, we don't say that. You're grade 10, you're grade 11, you're grade 9, you're grade 12.
Doesn't that seem so much more basic and just like,
yeah, I'm a sophomore. Okay, so you're in grade, I don't even know what sophomore is, grade 10?
10.
So just say I'm in grade 10.
Yeah, I'm in 10th grade.
I'm in grade 10.
There you go. See, subtle differences. Craft dinner, mac and cheese, 10th grade, grade 10. But at the end of the day, we're all one big happy family.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're just one big happy family. That's right. I'm just trying to get myself down into the States with the other 300 million of my happy family.
There you go. If you do it before November, we'll go to RoofCon. I'll even get you a VIP ticket. They're $1,500.
You'll
get to have the experience of a lifetime.
There's this program I watch on TV called Prophecy Watchers, and it's all like, it's a Christian program. It's all like end time stuff. It's very interesting, but they will often do their conference. Well, they do it twice a year and they bounce around, but they often do it in Oklahoma as well. So I've looked into getting to Oklahoma multiple times. There's no direct way from here. It is insanely expensive from Alberta to get to Oklahoma because there's no direct way.
Well, that's the only downside to it. And this is not a common place. This is the first time it's ever been in Oklahoma. It's normally in Florida. Yeah. But they said that of all the people that go to the event, they've done the research, 75% are from out of the state of Florida that would actually travel inward. And of that 75%, like 75% of that were from Texas or Oklahoma. So
interesting.
They moved the program so we could actually drive there and bring my guys. And it was fun. Had some great dinner, ate at some wonderful eateries, Hutchins Barbecue in Frisco, Texas, some Mexican restaurant over in Frisco that we went to as well. Thank you to the people that paid for that all because it wasn't me and it was delicious.
It sounds awesome.
I
love America because you guys have the best food. There's a reason why everyone in the world knows that there's an obesity problem in North America, but like Man, the food is so good. The food is so good in the States, especially the more south you go. Man, that food is so good.
Indeed. One last final thing before we check off of RoofCon.
Yes.
On that stage right there, there are, let's see, 1, 2. Every one of those people's been a guest on my podcast except for Duck Dynasty and 2 other people. But they've written books, and I've got the books of 3 of those authors right back here on my podcast set. So
are they books about roofs?
No, not about roofs at all. It's about life and about leadership, and we never talk about roofs. We've come to find that really nobody cares. So
yeah, like it's
when I have roofing people on my podcast, we just talk about, how did you get into this? What's your life story? What makes you say, hooray for life?
Hurrah.
And that's what it is.
Right. So while you were talking, I looked up flights in November just for a weekend to Oklahoma City. So the cheapest one was $624, which is okay, but it's a 26-hour flight.
You could walk there for that.
So we've got a 21-hour layover in Minneapolis.
Oh, you don't want to be locked up there.
I mean, they
not right now.
Mall. They got that big mall.
Yeah, but Minneapolis, I don't know if you've been watching the news. There's some stuff going on there.
Somali daycares?
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't watch the news often, but when I do, I recognize Minneapolis as a key target location.
My other option here is Atlanta. Why would I go all the way to Atlanta to come all the way back to Oklahoma?
Have you ever been to Atlanta's airport?
Several times, yes.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say, if you've never been there, that's a reason to go. But
I never found it fascinating.
If you've been there, you realize it's Atlanta. It's a good airport. Don't get me wrong. It's one of my top 5, but it's not worth traveling several hours out of the way just to say you've been there.
It seems odd to me. And just a 2-hour stop in Atlanta and then back. And then on the way home, a half an hour in Minneapolis, an hour and a half in Winnipeg with Sharon, and then to Edmonton. So, I mean, there's really no easy way to get to Oklahoma.
We just got in the car and drove. I loved it. It was awesome.
Ooh, that's a little far from me.
It was about 7 hours for us.
Jeez.
But my friend Chris, he's got a GMC Suburban or whatever that thing is. His wife does. I probably shouldn't be saying this. And if anybody from the Hale family is watching, we were comfortably cruising in the mid 90s to low 100s the entire time, and nobody got hurt. So
for me to drive, it would be 28 hours. One day.
About like it would be like me driving from San Antonio to Charlotte, North Carolina, which I have done before. It sucks, but it can be done.
But like, I don't know.
Now we just asked Becky, how bad do you really want to come to RoofCon?
Well,
are you willing to sacrifice 28 hours drive time?
No, probably not. No. I just like to travel. So like you would think, I don't know, fly here to Dallas and then Dallas up, or like Denver to Oklahoma City, but no, Atlanta or Minneapolis.
Our airlines are very messed up right now, and they've got to make it as difficult as possible to discourage people. It's like the Dave Chappelle videos where he was the pop copy, and you like go in there and make the bathrooms dirty so your customers won't come back and stuff. I feel like that's what the airlines are up to right now. They're trying to make this as annoying as possible so you don't travel, and they could care less.
Because I'm heading to Africa soon, and I've got a 12-hour layover in Montreal. And then I've got to go to Brussels, and then I've got to go to Rwanda, and then I've got to go to Uganda.
I'm interested to see this. Are you going to document this with like video documentation or something?
So I mean, I don't know what the cell service is like there, or what kind of money it will cost me to have cell service there. The trip, I leave technically February 11th. I have to be at the airport at 10 p.m. February 10th. So it's very soon. Quick, under a month. I'm not prepared. So is that the buzzing I hear? Is that what you were looking at out your window?
Yeah. Yep. Here we go.
We've got the
buzzing. It's that time.
How long? Ron, we've talked about this. I'm gone for like 2.5 weeks or something.
We're going to actually do 2 live episodes of Going On Daily from Uganda, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait. I've done live episodes from the island of Vanuatu, which is even more obscure than Uganda. I've done live broadcasts from Minneapolis, Minnesota for my friend Tim, who is the center guy here at this RoofCon picture. He did a live podcast at 3:00 in the morning from his roof in the middle of winter. Yeah. Keeping it real, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever want to see something that's got like a little bit of everything,
Keeping it real.
I got
Yeah.
it.
So I just looked. 6 p.m. Entebbe time would be 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. So I don't know. I don't know where I will be at 6 p.m. on these days. Will we be back at our hotel resting after a long day of serving children? I don't know. It's hard
I
to
think
say.
it'd be even more amazing if you could interview the children.
I just don't know, like, if I'm allowed to do these things, because I don't. I don't want to come in there looking like, oh, the rich white lady with her phone and her podcast when these kids don't even get to eat. So, like,
Think about how famous you will become, though. Think how
oh, that's
large
what
the
I want.
show would be in Uganda if we just did one episode. This could be the difference between
We'll see.
thousands and millions of views. You could be like
Okay,
on
I will
billboards in
leverage the
Uganda. Like,
mission
think
script.
about this. You could
Okay.
literally become the biggest superstar in Uganda overnight.
Right.
And by default, as a co-host, I could also become
This is true.
quite large in Uganda. So I
Yeah.
mean,
You'll just
I
see the
encourage
huge
it.
spike in African viewership. Yeah.
My podcast is definitely very popular in the Middle East for some reason. I
Okay.
don't understand why, but I have like almost more people in the Middle East than I have in America as fans.
Weird.
I'm not sure what I did to trigger that, but shout out to my peeps in
when
Saudi
I was on a
Arabia.
conspiracy podcast, we had so many from Japan and Germany.
That's where
All these
most of the
people, like, they know
conspiracies
the
come
real
from.
truth. They know the real truth about World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
There you have it.
it's we're over time here. Do we do one more topic or do we call it a day, Chuck?
I'm all for one more, but
Okay,
it's
let's do
completely up to everybody else.
You know what? We'll do it. Ron, are you okay with that? One more. We do two Philippines and San Paulo. Oh, weird. Sao Paulo. Okay, so Ron gave this graphic on the town with no time. This
Ooh.
is actually what it looks like. So I was unclear about what town this was, but the place I am talking about is called Salmaroy. Now, have you
Okay.
heard of it?
No.
Have you heard of this? Okay.
No, I have never.
So basically, there is a village in northern Norway. So I guess this is Scandinavia Day on Hobby Week. So basically, what has happened here is they have decided that they no longer have time, or at least conventional time. Obviously, time exists. It's not a social construct. It's like it's a real thing. But they have changed it. So, like how they think about sleeping and hormones and time and darkness, like, has changed. So this is a fishing village, as I'm sure you could have guessed, that has 300 people only. And it is way above the Arctic Circle.
Right.
So for a good part of the year, the sun literally never sets. It is sunny all day long, all day, every day.
Love it.
Which also means that there's a good chunk of the year where it's always dark.
Totally dark.
Which I've heard is depressing. I actually had clients the other day were they from Northwest Territories or from Yukon? I can't remember. Either way, up north in Canada. And they said that it is so depressing. There's so many cases of depression and bone disease where they are. And probably because they're not getting the vitamin D that they so desperately need.
There you go.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
It sounds like it would be cool to be like half the year it's totally dark and half the year it's totally light. Yeah. But I don't think I'd be able to sleep during the light nights. And I don't think I'd be like, I think I could handle the darkness quite well.
Ooh,
I prefer darkness over light, quite honestly, which is kind of weird, but
that is weird.
I think I could handle that. I don't think I'd get depressed. I think I'd be happy.
I don't think so. I think you would. But like your body is dependent on sunlight for like melatonin production, sleep, your circadian rhythms, things like that, vitamin D. So I think that there should be anyway, lots of rates of ill people here, in theory.
I would assume that their life expectancy is probably shorter, which is why they did away with time, because they don't want to know, like, damn, I only got like 40 years. They're like, in our world, I'm going to live for eternity. It's an unspecified amount of time. And for us, it's like, dude, you died at like 30 because you had no sun. And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
No, it doesn't sound so attractive.
Right. So, I mean, with no sunrise and no sunset, there are also no normal cues, right? I mean, when the sun goes down and it gets dark, it signals to your body, hey, it's actually time to wind down and go to bed. That's literally how our circadian rhythms work. But actually, somehow the people in Summeroy have adjusted, and that's not even an issue anymore, which is bizarre. In a lot of ways, they're actually better at regulating stress and sleep more than most of us. I know I'm not good at regulating sleep, that's for sure. Like, we're glued to our phones, we're glued to our screens, our clocks. We know exactly what time it is. We're all connected. These guys are like, no, do away with it. We're European. Everything is just chill.
We ain't got time for that.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that. So Summeroy is made up of all these little small islands, as you can see, and they're connected by bridges and surrounded by this icy blue water. And then mountains in the background, and then they've got sand beaches that actually kind of look tropical. So like right here where my finger is, which is kind of blurry, that looks like a little beach over here.
It looks like an amazing beach. I wonder though,
it's really awesome.
Where it's located in the world, even when it's like sunny all the time,
mm-hmm.
Is it too cold to swim there?
You know what, Ron, can you look that up? Temperature in the summer at Summeroy, Sommaroy. I'm going to guess it's probably cold. It is the Arctic Circle. But that being said, my clients the other day, like from up north, like they're close to the Arctic. They said it's hot in the summer. So
I like it then. I think I could probably manage to live there.
Okay, let's do it. So, like I said, the beaches look tropical, even though it is the Arctic. It's not at all what you would picture for the Arctic.
No.
Fishing shapes everything: cod, herring, drying racks, boats, like the typical Scandinavian fishing world. It's exactly what you would picture. Weather is always important, and in fact, it's more important than schedules, right? Like if it's a bad day, you don't do your job today, right? Like, you know how in Texas you guys get a half a centimeter or a half an inch of snow, and it's like shut down everything. No one goes to work for the next week.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, that's basically what it's like here. So, I mean, in the summer, obviously they can get a lot more work done, but in the winter, can they? I know you can do night fishing, but
how do you put a roof on in the middle of the winter and in darkness? Yeah. You just have to get okay.
So summer from June through August is beach season by local standards. Weather's cold, water's cold, even in July and August. Typically the single digits to low teens Celsius. Lordy. So let's say it's 10 degrees. If you double it, that's 20, add 30. So that's 50 degrees Celsius. Or Fahrenheit. That's pretty cold.
I could handle that. I mean,
okay, it's like a nice bath, but
yeah, I wouldn't do it every day. I wouldn't take the family out there, but okay. It is swimmable.
Sand is warm though for barefoot walks, so that's nice. To just like sometimes I just want to dip my feet in. I don't actually want to go in that water. I just want to get a tan on the beach.
Yeah, and that's it.
So yeah. So anyways, in the summer, the sun never sets. From late May to late July, the sun does not go down at all. It just stays up. So no night. Beware of orca. Yeah, that's probably a fair assumption that there'd be killer whales around. At midnight, it still looks like the early evening. So the sun, shifts a little bit, obviously, but not going down. Soft golden light, people are outside at midnight, kids are playing, boats are out. And so like normally, like we were talking about, you need darkness to sleep, right? This is why like shift workers have such a hard time. It's really hard on their bodies. Melatonin should rise at night. Cortisol should spike you in the morning. And if that doesn't happen, your hormones fall apart. And that is legitimately what happens here. Except that's not what happens in Summeroy. What actually happens is that the people stop sleeping by the clock. They sleep when they're tired only. So if that's in the middle of the day, great. If that's at 3 a.m, great. That's when they're sleeping. They might stay fishing until 2 a.m, sleep for a few hours, nap in the afternoon, then stay up late again. Of course, they have blackout curtains. That's the business to have. You need to be the blackout curtain sales guy in Summeroy because you would be making a killing. No one panics about, sleep debt or like sleep deprivation at all. And then hormonally, melatonin doesn't disappear. It just becomes more flexible. Cortisol rhythms flatten out a bit and then they don't collapse and the nervous system adapts. Which is crazy because like when I am low on sleep, I am miserable. I'm sick. My body hurts. I look awful.
I'm rude.
Rude. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I treat people bad when I'm not well rested. I rested up very well tonight. That's why I'm feeling the love today.
Pleasant. That's right. Yeah. It's so funny. So yeah, like sleep becomes this event-based activity. You sleep after you're done socializing, basically after work, after the weather, and not at all because a clock told you to. So I love that the social construct of bed at 11 o'clock is gone.
Doesn't
Your
even
kids are
exist.
out.
It's not a thing in Someroy.
No, no, not at
I
all.
think I'm going to plan a trip to
You
Someroy.
should.
You're
You
going to go
should.
to Uganda. I'm going to go to Someroy.
We're
We're
going
going
to
to
go
cover
both.
all the angles of the
Come to
earth.
Uganda. We need a man.
Yeah.
We'll go to Samurai after.
All
We'll come
right.
back. Now, on the flip side, they have their winter. So late November to mid January, the sun never clears the horizon at all. There's light, but it's only twilight. It's blue, soft. It reflects off the snow, and this is where you expect everyone to become depressed, exhausted, hormonally wrecked. And in our cultures, yes, 100%. But
not
again, this
here.
is where that adaptation comes in. In the winter, melatonin naturally rises. People sleep longer, heavier, earlier. And instead of fighting that, locals just lean into it. They use their happy lights, the full spectrum lights in the morning, candles, and warm light in the evening. Vitamin D obviously is not there the same way. So they obviously need to supplement a heck of a lot more in the winter time. So social connection ramps up though. People are way more social in the winter. They
Yeah.
gather inside, meals are shared. Isolation is treated as dangerous, not normal. So they make sure that as a community, they are all spending time together. Yeah, I knew Ron would like this. Sounds like a great place. You'd be all over this. Only 300 people in your entire town. You'd be
It
all over
sounds
it.
awesome.
Yes. Cortisol actually becomes more structured in the winter. So morning routines matter more at this time. Days are slower, productivity expectations drop. Winter isn't about hustle, it's about conservation.
Oh.
And that protects hormones, which is crazy. So over time, people in Samurai develop something different. It's called circadian flexibility, which again, we don't have here. Their bodies don't freak out if sleep shifts. They don't obsess over their perfect routines. They trust their internal signals. So it's like intuitive eating. Now you're intuitive sleeping, right? Because most of us aren't hormonally exhausted from lack of sleep. We're exhausted from forcing sleep when we're not tired, staying awake when we are tired, fighting biology, feeling anxious about deprivation. Samurai then removes that anxiety and then their bodies respond accordingly. So I think it's actually kind of cool that they can adjust like this.
It's amazing.
Yeah, right. It says if the sea is calm at midnight in the summer, you go. If a storm rolls in, you don't go. Obviously, I'm sure the storms up north are insane. Movement is an exercise to them. It's like carrying gear, it's fishing, it's being outside in the cold, right? This is just their daily life. Meals are simple. They're protein heavy, fish, soups, stews, and fats. Eating times shift with the seasons. Nobody's intermittent fasting on purpose. They just end up naturally fasting in the winter and eating more often in the summer. So that alone changes insulin and cortisol and gut rhythm. So it's just crazy to me to think that the body can adapt in such a way that you can live like this, because you know what it's like if you haven't eaten, you're hangry, you're miserable. Now you add no
Indeed.
sleep on top of that.
I'm at that point right now.
Rusty.
I cannot even imagine.
Right. Well, nobody's fault except for yours getting up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym.
Well,
or did you do it this morning?
No, I didn't. I was well rested for our program today.
Oh,
I decided not to go to the gym. I was like, you know what? That extra 3 hours is going to do me well, and our program's going to be amazing today. And
yep.
I feel like we've delivered.
Totally. I agree. So this is the coolest part of the whole story. So in 2019, so just very recently, this time-free idea came. So Samurai made headlines for proposing this wild idea. They suggested becoming time-free. No clocks, no rigid schedules. And of course, this is not a legal change because there is still a legal time of Samurai. If you Google Samurai time, there will be a time that comes up, but it's a symbolic change.
They choose not to accept it.
There. Exactly. When the sun never sets, what does 9 to 5 even mean? Honestly, what does it mean? The idea isn't about chaos. And the other thing too is like they're fishermen. Like that's their main industry is fishing. So like you're not just fishing between 9 and 5. Fish don't come out between business hours only. You know, you're fishing when weather literally allows you to go. It's more about acknowledging something that we all know but ignore, that human biology doesn't run on clocks. It runs on light, connection, stress, safety, and seasons. And Summeroy made that obvious, like that it doesn't matter. Like it's just about going with what your body feels. So I think that's very cool. It seemed like such an interesting place to live. And I would like the idea of no time because time gets
Be
away from me
awesome.
always. Yeah.
Yeah, we just show up and be like, all right.
Yeah.
You have to
And I mean,
randomly check YouTube to see if we're going to be live because we just don't keep time anymore. So
exactly.
going
Right.
on
Because you're
daily might
stuck.
be on at your 8 a.m. It might be on at your midnight. We don't
Yeah,
know.
totally.
Depends on
Exactly.
how we feel.
Like how I come out with my podcast when I feel like it. But yeah, it's interesting though because like in well most of the world, but certainly like North American or Western society, we have such an artificial light thing that's constantly happening. I've got all these lights on right now. We've talked about this on Light Week about different bulbs and stuff. Incandescent is great, but we've got all these LEDs. It's like living in a surgical room or operating room all the time, just having these lights blaring, and plus your phone blaring, it breaks natural body rhythms so bad. Like light is so bad. It's probably why people are so sick these days. I mean, not to mention our food, but like because of our disrupted circadian rhythms, right? We always use our phone at night. I don't know about you, but I've got my phone right here every night before
Yes,
bed.
that's my thing.
Yeah, we've got indoor lighting on all day. If you work in an office, you are pounded with that light all day long. We have rigid schedules all year long. So, if you're working on 9 to 5, you are there all day, every day. And for some of us where we live more north, you go to work in the morning, it's dark, you come home at night and it's dark, and you've been under artificial light all day long. So that is no wonder that people get sick during the winter time. Right.
There you
So
go. Maybe time is important.
well, I don't. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Maybe everyone should just work for themselves and just do what they want and go with the sun
Yeah.
or the
I think the
not
only
sun.
time time's really important
Yeah,
is when you have scheduled appointments.
yeah, for
I
sure.
hate to
And I,
wait for like 3 days for someone to show up and be like, oh,
yeah,
it's a
right.
little bit darker now. I figured this would be a good time.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, but in a village of 300 people, you probably have one doctor. You probably have one pharmacy, if that. I'm sure they've got a local bar.
You got
I'm sure
one
of it.
roofing company and they only got 300 roofs. They hope for hail every year. They don't have a lot of
Come
opportunity
on,
there.
Arctic storm. Yeah, that's right.
But I guess it's cool because for 6 months you can't do anything. So maybe it'd be ideal. You
Well,
could
I
you
don't
could
think
set up a
it's
roofing
six
company there and
months.
you could do it for years.
Yeah. I don't think it's 6 months of the year. Like they get 2 months of darkness. I'm gonna guess for the other 4-ish months, it's probably like winter here where it gets dark early and then sun sets at like 4 or 5 p.m. kind of thing. But in the summer, like even here, like when my friend or my cousins from the States come up to visit and they're here in the summer, like they were here in June this last time, and it was like sunny till 10 p.m., 11 p.m. And they're like, whoa, that's crazy. Like it would be pitch black. And so that is nice to live up here and have that. But,
I would enjoy that tremendously.
yeah. So, anyways, just a cool thing to think about. A town without time. I don't know. I would try it. I'd like to live there for a year, maybe. I don't know if I could live there permanently, but I guess you would adapt. So,
You would have no choice. I mean, you either adapt or you overcome. And I guess in that case, adapting would probably be the better option.
yeah,
You don't want to go
exactly.
there and overcome an entire community of 300 people that are happy just because you're
Right.
not. So,
Yeah, exactly. I
time to
think,
adapt.
for someone who grew up there, obviously it's a lot different than someone who goes there and has to adjust. That would be very difficult, but I don't know. It'd be cool to be there for the year and adjust.
Absolutely.
So,
Put it on
anyways,
the calendar. I'm going to do that.
yeah, you should do it.
Pomeroy.
Like speaking of long flights, like I can only imagine that takes a very long time to get to. Several flights. I'm looking here on a map at where it is, and it is like, mm, she's north. She's real north.
It's going to be a minute.
It's like, yeah, between on top of Finland and between like Greenland as well. So yeah, it's nowhere accessible. Nowhere at all.
Yeah, there's probably not any direct flights.
Probably not. No.
I'm not going to have a connector in Dallas and then a straight
No,
flight
no.
there.
Atlanta, Minneapolis. That's right.
Well, there you
Anyways,
go, folks.
that is it for our show. I know we went severely over today, but why not? We got nothing going on, right, Chuck? We got nothing going on.
I got 3 podcasts today, and without knowing the other 2, I'm going to say this. I feel like this is going to be my favorite one of the day.
I think so. Yeah.
One of them, I don't even know the guy, so it could be awesome. It could be horrible.
Well,
the other one I'm doing is going to be pretty good, but this one here was like
this
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, totally. Well, make sure you check us out YouTube at Chuck Allen 210, me at bountyhealth.ca. You can find our shows on both of these places. Be back tomorrow. Is it me? I think I'm back tomorrow. It is. Oh, with Kenny, I totally forgot. Yes, it's me and Kenny tomorrow. Kenny is normally our weekend guy, our Sunday guy. We've had some shifts. We've had 2 people leave this week. I don't know if you've been updated in the chats, Chuck. But we've had 2 people leave our show this week because of really their own issues. So anyways, we're adjusting some people around. So I will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain Time with Mr. Kenny Schofield, only on Rhode Island Broadcasting.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.